Business now with Stephen. As we told you at the top of this half hour, we're going to start in the US. This is the country's biggest ever safety recall. It's gotten even bigger.
Yeah, that's right. The American Road Safety Regulator has ordered the recall of up to another 40 million airbags made by the Japanese manufacturer Takata. That's on top of nearly 29 million that have already been recalled. The National Highway Traffic Administration says the inflators in the airbags are at risk of exploding with too much force. They've already been linked to at least 11 deaths and 100 injuries worldwide. This latest recall will create a huge challenge for manufacturers to replace the affected parts, as Delano De Souza now reports.
The largest recall in American history has now gotten even larger. Up to 40 million vehicles dating back to 2001 will gradually be taken off the streets to get their airbags fixed. The devices were manufactured by Japan's Takata corporation, and there are fears they can explode with too much force, sending dangerous shrapnel toward the driver when the airbag is deployed.
The Takata airbag recall, which we are more than doubling today, is the largest and most complex recall in U.S. history. This issue is urgent. Americans deserve to have confidence that this vital safety device will protect them and their loved ones in the event of a crash.
While transport officials confirm Takata airbags do not pose a threat to safety when installed in a new vehicle, a combination of time, moisture and temperature fluctuations causes ammonium nitrate used in the inflators to degrade over time. The latest recall comes after 11 deaths and over 100 injuries have been linked to Takata airbags. And recently, Malaysian authorities announced they were investigating if 2 deaths were caused by the device. Recalls, which have already gone into effect, are set to be conducted in 5 phases running until the end of 2019. Older cars in warmer and humid climates will get priority. According to Bloomberg, Takata puts its worst-case airbag recall costs at $24 billion. That's more than its market value.
Well, let's take a look at what's happening on the markets for you next. Japan shares still closed there, and also South Korea closed today too because it's Children's Day in South Korea. Some minor falls on the stock market in Hong Kong. We're seeing Shanghai just trading pretty flat. There had been some concerns over private sector hiring numbers out of the United States on Wednesday, influencing investors. They're now looking ahead to more jobs figures from the United States tomorrow.
Going to turn to the car maker Tesla next. Mixed news in its results.
The good news first, Tesla says it's on course to deliver up to 90,000 cars this year after resolving issues with its production line. Now, after huge orders for its new Model 3, the company says production will start on that next year with up to 200,000 cars set to be manufactured in the second half of 2017. CEO Elon Musk says making the Model 3 will be much easier than the troubled X, and that Tesla will be much tougher on suppliers that can't meet their deadlines. Then there was the bad news in their results. Losses at the firm rose by 84% to $282 million in the first 3 months of the year. Those figures hit by delays in parts for the Model X SUV. That loss was much bigger than had been expected, but shares in Tesla still rose by 3% in after-hours trading. With some more of today's business headlines for you next. It's been another bad day for Fitbit. The wearable technology company saw its shares fall by 12% in after-hours trading after reporting profits that were just a quarter of what the company earned a year ago. That's despite a 50% rise in sales to $505 million. Fitbit's been struggling to compete with the likes of Apple. Its shares are down some 40% so far this year. The publisher of the LA Times newspaper has rejected a takeover bid from rival Gannett. The offer valued the Tribune Publishing Group at $815 million, which its board says was an understatement of its true value. Gannett, which owns USA Today, says it's committed, though, to pursuing a takeover deal. And the European Central Bank has confirmed it's to stop printing the €500 note from 2018. That's over concerns about the use of the note in criminal activity. €500 bills will still be in circulation and remain in legal tender, will be exchangeable in central banks across the Eurozone even after 2018.
Better get them out from under the mattress just in case, though. You never know. Now, finally from Stephen, Uber beefing up its staff ahead of battles with regulators in Europe.
We've talked a lot about the battles the taxi hailing app has been having in several European countries, not least in France, where its top executives were arrested at one point last year. Now, to help them out in these battles, the company's recruited a group of senior advisors that include the former EU Commissioner Nelly Kroes. Ms. Kroes, who held the digital economy brief in Brussels, has been a long-time supporter of Uber and criticised efforts to ban the company's services in Germany. She told the Financial Times the firm still has a lot to learn, though, about how it communicates.
Thank you very much.